How are you? Welcome to Beyond the Limits with me, Linda Alela. Now, when we talk about the 7% capability of every human being acquiring a disability, we sometimes just talk about it and perhaps we do not get to sit down and understand just how possible and intense this can be. Well, tonight on Beyond the Limits, we want to speak to one Dan Matakaya, perhaps an individual that you know about, a story that you've heard about, but every time you hear or you listen to his story, it feels different. You know, you listen to it and you probably just get yourself to that moment of asking, just how inhumane can people be? And so as we get to this story, we want to let you know, just in case you've never met Dan or you've never seen him before, this is an individual who acquired elements of disability. You could call it multiple disabilities. And so we get to hear his story, but beyond that, we just want to understand what he's doing with his life to make sure that it is easy for him, and beyond that, it is easy for many other people who have experienced gender-based violence. Dan, thank you so much for creating time to speak to us.
Thank you so much.
It's good to have you. Perhaps after a very long time.
Yeah,
you know.
Yes.
The first time I heard of his story, I was like, my goodness, can this be happening? Yeah. I think it feels the same way today, perhaps 2, 3, 4, 5 years after listening to it for the first time. For the people who do not know you, just who is Dan and why do we have this session today?
Okay, thank you so much. My name is Dan Matakaya. I'm a police officer, currently attached to Industrial Police Station. I'm also a counseling psychologist and I'm the director at the Foundation.
Before to end the session, we were having a chit chat and I talked about crying. And for a moment it got me thinking, do you cry?
Yeah, it's normal. You cry, but it depends how are you crying? What are you crying?
Yes.
Yeah.
How do you cry? Would you care to remove the...
Yes. Yeah. You know, as you can see, my eyes were grafted because of the injuries that I sustained when my ex-wife attacked me with an acid.
Okay.
But there's some small holes where the...
I noticed them, yes.
Yes. On the both sides.
Okay.
Yes.
So when you cry, tears, have you ever?
Yeah.
Tears come out?
Yeah, like sometimes when you are emotional, I don't cry like literally.
Men don't cry, and this one is a policeman for that matter, is a soldier.
But no, normally at one point you find yourself crying because of several scenarios, situations. Yeah. Yes.
All right, so maybe quickly, and I know you would be challenged to go online and search some more about him. Once again, for the people who do not know you, you say that your wife attacked you with acid?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, this happened in 2013.
Okay.
My ex-wife attacked me with sulfuric acid. It was on 21st September. I went to the house at around 5:30 in the morning after a night shift. So, because I was tired, I went to the bed to sleep. My ex-wife was there. So a few minutes later, as I was sleeping, she woke up and poured sulfuric acid on my face.
What could have informed this?
Before then, we had some quarrels. The same way at 2013, we lost our kid. And, you know, we are a young couple, and I believe that many people are trying to intrude into our personal life, and they are trying to influence the decision that we are making. So 2 weeks after the burial of our kid, my ex-wife came and told me that she has been advised we need to have another baby so that she may heal from the memory, from the loss.
Yeah.
But to me, I was so reluctant because I felt that people were trying to come into our private life.
Yeah.
So I told her, it might be a good idea, but let's keep it away so that people may not feel that they are influencing the decision that we are making. So we agreed and we moved on. So that time my ex-wife was working in Mwea, and so she quit the job that she was doing. Then she went to Nakuru to to manage the family business. And to me, I was working in Kisii.
Okay.
So to me, it was a sigh of relief because traveling all the way to Mwea,
was far.
it was
more
far.
than, yeah.
So Nakuru was nearer as compared to that to Mwea. So we used to see each other every weekend. Like sometimes I traveled to Nakuru, alternatively she traveled to Kisii. So we did that, and then in that September she came as usual, and then she stayed for 2 weeks. But 2 days before the incident, she told me that she wanted to take the kids' belonging with her to Nakuru. So I told her I told her no, she cannot take it, because I felt that she had not fully healed from the loss. So like I felt that when she goes with those items, when she look at them, it will be bring the flashbacks of the So that was the point. And then the other thing, I felt that there'll be a lot of perception. You know, I was staying in a police line. So how people, my colleagues will think like, okay, wameachana, that such sort of things. So I told her there's no need. So we quarreled, and then she kept quiet. So I called her mom, the mother-in-law. I told her what was happening, and then she called her home. So that day that she did this to me, she was supposed to travel home. Are
you in contact with her today?
No.
Not at all, never?
No, we talked at some point, because when she did this to me, she ran away, but 2 days later she surrendered to the police and she was charged in court.
And we're going to come to the legal implications to this. But then how did this affect you physically? We can evidently see, mentally, emotionally.
It was, it's not easy, I can tell you, because now life has changed. I was seeing, now I cannot see. And then I know I've lost my identity, and any life generally has changed. And at one point, I felt that now I started contemplating suicide at one point. That was when I was still in the hospital in Kenyatta. So when the doctor told me that, Dan, you will not see again, to me it was not easy to accept. So I was in denial. So I told myself, now since I cannot see, there's no need for me to live. I have nothing to live for. So I wanted to throw myself through the window, because I was on the 9th floor. And my bed was next to the window. But now something was clicking in my mind. What if you throw yourself, then there's something blocks you. Maybe there's a roof, and then you don't die. What damage will you have caused yourself? So I say, let me sit down and think, figure out what is the best way to take my own life. And then in the hospital, I was with another friend of mine who was helping me. So at one point, we were just having a chat at 2 a.m. Then this guy told me, Dan, I wish I could be you. I could be in your stead. To me, I felt that what is happening with this guy? Because at that moment, I'm just contemplating suicide. And then this guy is wishing
to be like you,
to be in my situation. And so I went on and asked her why he was saying that. For him, he had been diagnosed with leukemia, and it was in an advanced stage. So there was nothing they could do to reverse the situation. So he knew he was dying. So he was just feeling he could be in my situation to continue living. So that was my turning point from now the thoughts of committing suicide. So from that point, I felt that, okay, at least I have something to live for. If this guy is wishing he could be in my situation to just continue living, I told myself I can still live.
Okay. And so would you say that at this point you have recovered fully?
Yes, to me, I say I've recovered fully because I feel comfortable sharing my story I don't feel any pain. I can share freely, comfortably, because that is a sign of healing. And then I don't have any grudge. In fact, I called my ex-wife and told her, whatever you did to me, I've forgiven you. Yeah. But now, for the case, let the law take its course. But
okay, so the case is still on?
Yeah, she ran away. The case is still pending before court. There's a warrant of arrest for her.
You're kidding me. How many years down?
This is 10 years down.
And they've never
Yeah,
arrested her?
yeah.
And you know where she is?
No, I don't know. No.
Completely. So when you say you called her,
Yeah, before.
that was before.
Before she ran away. You know, we went through the proceedings of the case, but when she was told that she has a case to answer, she ran away.
What would it mean if you were told today that she has been arrested?
Yeah, to me, I chose not to dwell on that, not to focus on that, just to focus on the possibility and to use my energy to do positive things. Yeah.
All right. We'll be coming to the positive things that you're doing, but let's just talk about the support around you and the challenging aspects of you managing life, you know, because then, of course, you had eyes, you probably, you know, are a man, you would wish to get another woman some other time, to have a woman appreciate you and all that. How has this been?
To me, I can say that the family supported me a lot. And that's why I'm strong, and that's why I'm where I am. Because at one point, my colleagues, my friends ran away because they believed that me acquiring disability, maybe I become a liability. So they went away. But I thank God because my family was with me. And then I got other friends who was of great help to me. And that's why I'm strong. Yeah.
It must be expensive to...
It's not easy. It's
Right?
not easy. Yeah, it's not easy. Yeah, when everyone, those people we used to hang out together, we used to have fun, they all don't pick my phone. It was not easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is it that you are doing different? And I know you say you're a police. I mean, how are you managing that, by the way?
Yeah, you know, when the doctor told me you cannot see again, they referred me for a rehabilitation.
Okay.
Because this is a new life. I need to start from square one. So I came to the Kenya Society for the Blind for rehabilitation. And I was told how to write, to read and write with braille. Yeah, and then I learned adapted computer. It's a computer whereby it has been installed with a software which helps you to read what is on the screen. And then I learned mobility. That's how to walk around with the white cane. And then daily living skills. That's what you can do on your own, like you can wash, you can cook, the basic things you can do on your own. Because, you know, in life, you cannot be dependent on people. Because human beings, sometimes they get tired of you. So those things that can help you to live independent life. So when I did that course, I went back to work. I was then I was transferred from Kisii to Nairobi. So I started working.
Wow.
And then I also joined university to do a course in counseling psychology.
Nice. And now you're doing that for
And now I'm doing that.
You know, I know you'd want to hear some more about this story. I would. I have millions of questions that I would want to ask Dan today. But remember, our main focus is just that element of hope. What is he doing different to make sure that, well, he gets to enjoy life, but at the same time, make life easy for those ones that could be undergoing an experience like his. We take a quick short break and then we come back to that. And welcome back to the broadcast. Dan Mataka is our guest this evening as we hear his story, but beyond that, we get to understand now that he did counseling, you know, and he's a counseling psychologist, of course, took that course on counseling. What is he doing to help those ones that are in the same space as he is? And so, Dan, we come straight to you. In relation to, yes, you going to university to study counseling and psychology. How has it been like? And what is it that pushed you to that angle?
Thank you so much. To me, what pushed me to do that course, one, it could help me to heal. I knew it can help me to heal. Because I remember when I was in the hospital, during that time I feel that I had I was in depression. I received some counseling. So I realized that I can do the course to help just to heal. First, it was for me to heal. And then the other thing that pushed me, people now started coming to me. Dan, come and talk to my son. I wonder what you went through.
You know,
maybe
because yours is divorce,
yeah, I
loss
wonder-
of a child, grief at the same time, disability now acquired, and all these things.
Yes, I wonder what you went through so that I changed. Because now many people know that their sons, they are going through, their brothers are going through abuse.
Yeah.
But now, because of our culture, they keep quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so people started asking me, come and talk to my son, come and talk to my blah, 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 to see what you went through. Maybe atafunguka macho, you see. So I realized that now I don't have that expertise to do that. Okay. So I say, if I do this course, I'll talk to people from a professional background. And then to me, I can say losing sight has been my eye-opener, because it has opened me to a world of opportunities.
Wow.
I never knew, sometimes sikuwa nafikiria, but when I lost my sight and when the doctor told me that, oh, you won't see again, you know, I changed even from the way I think. And then I said, I'll embrace this situation and take the positive out of it. Yeah, and me, I thank God, I took it, and I take the possibility, the positivity, and God has helped me to be where I am.
Beautiful. All right, so how are you going about creating awareness about domestic violence and, you know, just getting, you know, the men to speak, because men are known not to speak?
Yeah, what I do, I just encourage men to speak, because I realize that there's gaps within our society. When a man comes out to say that maybe he's being abused, he faces a lot of stigma from the family, from the society.
Yeah.
So that's why many men don't want to come out. So I just came out to talk about it, because I just wanted to amplify that the voice for the boy child, for the men, and to also encourage them to speak, because I know that violence only thrives in silence.
Yeah.
The moment you keep silent, the perpetrator even gets more power over you.
Yeah.
So I took that initiative, and I said I'll take it upon myself to try and fix this vice, you know. So, and I started doing the awareness through TVs, I went to churches, to universities, and now I registered an organization to create that safe space where men can also call and get help. And now we have a call center with a toll-free number, 1188, where we have a pool of professional counselors where men can call. And I'm happy, because from the time we launched that line, that was in 2021, during COVID. It was first in 2020, and then CAK gave me my own line. So from that time, I've seen tremendous changes whereby men are calling. Like so far, we have received over 20,000 calls.
And they get help?
Yeah, and they get help.
Why men? Why men and not everybody?
I chose men because I felt that there's no one speaking for the men. And no one. We have many organizations focusing for the women and girl child. But who is talking about the men? No one. So I say, having gone through this painful experience, I can use this pain to also save someone's life. That's why I chose to come out and support men.
If we're going to look at statistics, or perhaps, you know, based on what it is that you're doing right now, I know you speak of tremendous change, but evidently, do we see the numbers going down in terms of violence against, you know, at the level of family? Yeah,
the numbers are going down, but not the way we expect them to go down. Because of different scenarios. You know, violence, the root cause of violence sometimes is different, because now you've realized that people, lack of employment. As a man, you need to take care of your family. Maybe you don't have some work to do, you don't have money. You know, it brings violence within the family. Many different forms of violence, different root causes, you know. But we can't give up, one step at a time,
Yeah.
and I know we'll reach where we want.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So let's talk about you and advocacy. What are some of the plans that you have for yourself? What are some of the plans that you have for the element of advocacy? Because then, I mean, we have to continue talking. After all, a lot of violence cases are happening at the family setup.
Yeah, what we want to do as an organization, we want first to have a shelter, a safe home, where we can be rescuing men, because during this period that we have been offering counseling, we realize that many people, they are in a toxic environment.
Yeah.
And we realize that for us to help this person, even to change the mindset, we need maybe to rescue this person, to take him to a safe space where we can offer some training, as we offer counseling training, so that whatever this man is doing wrong, whatever is doing to enable the violence, to trigger the violence, we can help, so that we can train even people on the conflict resolution, and we also do mediation, because we don't want people to separate. We want people to stay together and to raise their children in a proper way. Yeah.
If you were to tell these people who are watching you this moment, you know, and advise them about the family situation, about similar situations, and basically life, what would you tell them?
First, I usually talk to those people who want to get into marriage, the youth. Marriage is not what we think. Marriage is not like the honeymoon thing. You say, wacha niingie kwenye ndoa. It's not easy, and in marriage, it's not a honeymoon thing. Yeah. Kuna wakati tu mutakosana, but the thing, what you need to do is to understand and to find a way of solving any conflicts in a sober way. Yeah. Because if you choose violence, then that is not the best way to do it. Yeah.
It's quite a delicate balance, and I know you have mentioned it while you were telling your story, that you felt like very many people were interfering, you know, in and getting into your space with your wife. And so we also have these people who are suffering at home, and probably they're wondering, what would be the best thing to do? Do we sit down and iron our issues? Do we go out there and seek professional guidance? Do we go out there and speak to pastors and speak to families so that we can get help? I mean, how do you create this balance so that one can go out there and speak and feel safe, or one can choose to discuss and iron out their issue back at home,
yeah,
by themselves?
To me, what I can say, once you speak, of course you get help.
Yes.
You find a solution. So I usually tell people, the two of you can decide to talk, to solve the issue. But when you feel that it's beyond you, now you can seek the third party.
Yes.
And the third party could be the professional, the counseling psychologist.
Yes.
You can choose to go to the church, but to me, I prefer, if you can, you can go to the professional.
Is there a possibility that one can troubleshoot and know that this is the time to run? And I know we say that we do not want to advocate for divorce, but perhaps, do you think you could have known? Was there some hunch or instinct that moment when it happened for you?
Yeah, you know, when we are in love, sometimes things happen, but you give it a blind eye. If you see some red flags, you need to ujiulize, is this what I expect? Because I encounter people who come to me ananiambia every day, my wife ananiambia atanidunga kisu, my husband ananiambia sijui nini. You know, those are red flags. Yeah. Unaona? Itakuwa anakuambia, but later atafanya hiyo kitendo. Unaona? And then utaanza kuniambia, aki aliniambia, you know. So sometimes you need to observe. You need to observe, because when you live with your spouse, munajuana. So as you observe, you need to observe for certain red flags. Now, any red flag you feel you are not comfortable, just come out and talk about it. If you feel that now you are not getting the necessary help, that's why, you know, watu walikuwa naenda back kwa wazazi, wanaongea to iron out some issues. but you know, squeezy things are done different. With technology, watu wanapata advices, different advices from people, and you know, people watakwambia kitu hata yeye mwenyewe hawezifanya. So it's good when you see things happening, some changes in your relationship, don't keep quiet. Yeah, if you feel imekuwa so severe, just walk out.
Right. Well, of course, it doesn't make you less of a human being or less of a man if you're going to walk out. Please do not suffer in silence. But of importance is that we have a beautiful story here, a beautiful story of resilience, a story of just reminding you that, you know what, it doesn't really matter what it is that you're going through. You could turn that to become a blessing, not just for you, but the people around you. Once again, the name of the foundation and the toll-free number?
The name of the foundation is Dan Shisha Foundation. The toll-free number is 1198. Yeah. You can also find us online. We are on social media. We have Dan Shisha Foundation on Facebook, on Twitter, and on Instagram. And you can also find me on Facebook as Dan Shisha.
All right. Okay, Dan Nataka, thank you so much for creating time and equally for sharing your story, but beyond that, for sharing that message of hope. I'm tempted to stretch my hand so that I can shake yours. All right, thank you so much once again. All right, that's all we had for you. That is on Beyond the Limit. As I look forward to see you again next time, please stay motivated. My name is Linda Alela.